Thank you. This Phantom II actually has a lot of history. It was sent to Melbourne, Australia from England in February 1934. We didn't know much about the first owner, but the second owner is a very famous Australian man, E.J. Canellan. E.J. Canellan has got a big cattle station in near Alice Springs in the Northern Territory, and he had 3 Rolls Royces. One of them he used to go to the bush and make aerodrome, and this one was used to look after his farm and carry his tourists. So he lived all his life in Alice Springs in a very rough terrain. In 2013, I went to Australia, and a friend told me that the son of E.J. Canellan wanted to sell off the car. I went to take a look, and it was a beautiful touring body. So I bought it from him and shipped to Malaysia to Rainbird. And then once I got into Malaysia, I prepared the car and joined the Trans-American Rally.
I see.
And when I was on the first rally, we did not do very much. We just clean up the engine, clean up the gearbox, and put the new clutch plates. We bought parts from England and America, and then we get the car roadworthy. So I went to did Trans-America, and then when I finished Trans-America, I brought back from the experience Trans-America. I realized that there are shortcomings. The car was too heavy, and mechanically you need to be tuned up. So when I come back, I did the necessary work to get ready for Peking, Paris.
I see.
Originally, the car, which of course now is changed, when we took part in Trans-America, it is called a Paul Moore open touring body. The engines remain the same, is 7,668 cc, straight 6-cylinder, 12 spark plugs, 6 per bank. One bank is powered by ignition coil, and second bank is powered by magneto, like a dynamo. So there are 2 different type of what they call it, ignition. And the car comes with the auto vac system. It's a vacuum feed. They use the engine's vacuum as a suction pipe to suck petrol from the tank, put into the reservoir tank and feed into the carburetor. Very good system, but that system has got a shortcoming. In the hot, very very hot climate, the engine compartment can be about 400 degrees Celsius. So the petrol is start to boil. When the petrol start to boil, there is physics theory, it has no suction. When you cannot suction, petrol cannot come, the car will not run. So to mitigate that, I have put in a separate normal fuel pump, positive pump, so that we can pump petrol direct into the carburetor. So we solve that problem. But I still keep the auto vac system as a backup, just in case there's an electrical failure.
I see.
Yeah, so technically the car body now has been changed to what we call London to Edinburgh body. Basically the tourer body remain the same. We move the 2 side mounted wheel to the side so that we can easily access to the bonnet, and the wings change from the closed wing to the now cycle wings to lighten the weight. And then the battery, which was originally put under the back seat, is now moved to the side so that easily we can do jump start or anything. This design is not my design, actually is after what they did in early 1930s. They have a race called London to Edinburgh in Scotland. So they built the car into a more sporty spec. So I'm following the same spec now.
I see.
For the Peking to Paris rally, because we are expected to run through the Gobi Desert. So in the desert, of course, the sand is soft, it may get bogged down. So what we do is prepare ourselves with a spade so that we can dig ourselves. We also brought in some coconut mat, which is like a floor mat. So in case we got stuck in the sand, we're going to dig the sand, put the mat under the wheel so we can drive ourselves out. So this one is, of course, not for vintage car, it's for 4-wheel drive. But since we are driving it like a 4-wheel drive, we must prepare ourselves.
I see.
Okay. Right here, what we have here is just to keep it into period style, we put in back the vintage horn, just to keep it some period. And this one is a period carbide lamp. Of course, we don't use carbide anymore, but we fix it in such a way that because when we are camping in the desert, I'm going to use this as my night lamp for the
Oh,
purpose of, but still keep it into period star.
I see, I see.
The car now is prepared with a morning trip meter. This is a very, very important equipment because my navigator will be reading this and he zero and do the trip. So very, very precise. Every few hundred meters he has to check. So this is our thing. And then we'll be equipped with a GPS as well to know the final destination we are going. The other parts of the car, of course, we add on with some power points just for purpose of charging our GPS and so on. The rest is standard Rolls Royce equipment. The bonnet is normally locked through these two latches, but because of the so much vibration in the dirt road, we have built in an extra belt as a protection to prevent it from suddenly bouncing off. That is about it I can explain to you.